Welcome to Homemade. During these episodes, I will be taking you along a culinary journey with all my favorite ingredients, all my favorite recipes. Cooking for me is a way of life. It is a healthy way of life. And Abans, with their entire range of kitchen appliances, Elba ovens, the Philips and Mistral air fryers. So tune in to High TV, 9:30 p.m. every Tuesday night. So if you missed out on any of these recipes, just log on to my blog, pekishme.com, and follow me on my journeys on Instagram at pekishme. This is Homemade. So today I'm going to be doing a series of microwave recipes that can be whipped up in a jiffy. And these are the kind of recipes that you can just whip up when you're feeling lazy but you still want a full meal. This is ideal for lazy bums like myself. So I'm going to start off with microwave mac and cheese. Just a few ingredients. I have elbow macaroni, about half a cup, and then I have water, about half a cup. I have milk, I have salt and pepper, I of course have some grated cheddar, and parsley and tomatoes for garnishing. First and foremost, we are going to combine the macaroni and the water in this microwave safe dish. Now when you are talking about Pyrex, Abans is the only exporter of Pyrex in Sri Lanka, and I'm a huge fan of Pyrex because of its very durable nature, and this stuff I get from Abans. So into this I'm going to be adding my water. So this goes into the microwave, my LG inverter microwave, for about 5 minutes until the pasta is cooked right through. My pasta is done, so let me just take it out. Took me 5 minutes at most. No need of boiling huge pots of water and then tumbling all that pasta in. Just in the LG inverter microwave, just 5 minutes, just like that. And the pasta is done to perfection. You will still have a bit of water left at the bottom, but don't mind that. Just merge all of that in. Into this, I'm going to add a sprinkling of salt and some pepper. Mix all of that in. To this, I'm going to add my milk. And then I have some pre-grated cheddar here. Beautiful white milky cheddar, which I'm just going to toss in there. So if you like a mix of cheeses in your mac and cheese, you can add that, but I'm just using cheddar here. You can add mozzarella, a mix of spiced cheeses, anything really, it's up to you. So this again goes into the microwave for about 2 minutes until the cheese has melted right through. Another 2 minutes max. You just wait. So I'm about halfway through with the cheese right now, but halfway through you need to open the microwave and just check on your pasta and just give it a good stir, because you want all that cheese to be melted right in. Okay. Good to go. Another 1 minute. So my macaroni is done. Look at all that cheesy goodness. All that cheesy goodness in 7 minutes maybe. You need to give this a good stir. You can see how the cheese has nicely melted. Still very hot, you can get the steam coming in. At this stage, you can test the pasta to see if there's enough salt and pepper. And if you want a sprinkling of oregano, you are more than welcome to add that there. But what I'm going to go today with is a hit of parsley and a bit of tomato in my mac and cheese. So what now we are going to do is just to plate it up. No need to do that really, because you can just dig right in, but I am not going to do that. So here's the plate. Let me just put everything on this till very hot. So be very careful. If you can see, it's very cheesy, and that's how I like my mac and cheese. This is one of those daily, weekday dinners that you can just whip up in a hurry, even if you have no time to do anything at all. Just set this up. So this I'm going to sprinkle with some fresh parsley. Roughly chop that in. A good sprinkle of it on top of the mac and cheese to cut through all that richness, and the tomato. Just a few wedges here and there for color and freshness. I like to pair my cheeses with tomatoes, so this is the ultimate thing. There you have it. My mac and cheese is served. This is the kind of meal that you can just picture yourself just lounging about in front of the TV on a weeknight, watching your favorite TV show and just digging right in. It's beautifully creamy, your classic mac and cheese, and the beauty of it is you can actually add whatever the enhancement you need to it and just easily whip this up in a hurry. So I'm going to dig in. You can see I'm smiling. It's that good. The cheddar and the milk ties in beautifully, bringing all that macaroni in with the seasoning, whatever you choose to add to it. Salt and pepper, the classic combination. Even a bit of oregano, even rosemary if you wish to. And you can add chicken if you want to. And it's a classic dish that can be whipped up in the microwave in less than 7. Next up, I'm going to make a pizza in the microwave. Yes, you've got it right. This is fast food express, but in a healthy way, right at home. So I'm going to first of all do my base. The pizza base is going to be just flour, olive oil, baking powder, baking soda, and a bit of salt and the olive oil. And I'm going to bring all of that together in my Philips mixer grinder. Just chuck in all the flour, baking soda, baking powder, pinch of salt, the olive oil, and the milk. Whip that all up. All of that now goes into this flat microwavable Pyrex dish that I have here. So scoop out all that. So all of that goes in here. So we just need like a very thin layer here. Now I'm going to get to the sauce. And the sauce I'm going to be making in the grinder, the chutney grinder of the Philips mixer grinder. For that, I need a sizable tomato. Just cut it in half. Just roughly chop it in because the grinder is going to do all the work for me. I have an onion. That too, just roughly chop it. And all of this is going to be ground up to a nice sauce. Our sauce is done. This is the kind of consistency that we are looking at. So this I'm going to spoon very generously right across our pizza base. So to this, I'm going to be now adding the pre-cooked sausages. Just scatter. If you have pepperoni, that's ideal too, but I prefer that hit of pork in my pizzas because it lends that sort of moisture to the pizza as well. And then I'm going to sprinkle some oregano magic. On top of all this goes my cheese. A lovely mix of cheddar and mozzarella to make it all cheesy and wonderful. To be quite honest, there is no pizza without cheese at all for me, so I'm going to add quite a lot of cheese here. So this now goes into my LG inverter microwave for about 2 to 3 minutes until the cheese gets melted over the top and the base is just about set, so that you can just scoop in and have your pizza. Three minutes on the clock, and now we wait. So my pizza is done. I'm just going to take it out. Cheese has nicely melted over the top, and the sauce has beautifully settled to lend all its flavors. I can't wait to dig in, but I need to leave this to cool down for at least 15 minutes before I can dig in. So this is the type of pizza that you eat with a spoon. Still very warm, so I'm going to be very cautious in digging into it. Then you have that perfect balance of the crust, the doughiness of the crust, and the sausages lending all that flavor into this wonderful dish. It took me literally like 6 minutes to make this. So easy. It's easier than going to the store and getting yourself pizza. So next up, I have an exciting recipe for you. This is a decadent dessert recipe that you can easily whip up in the LG inverter microwave. This is my skinny brownie recipe. My skinny brownie recipe just needs only a few ingredients, and I'm going to be introducing them to you now. We need flour, we need some ketul treacle, we need non-fat yogurt, unsweetened, and this is cocoa powder, unsweetened cocoa powder, and I have a dash of vanilla here, and some water. And all of this I'm going to be bringing together in my Philips mixer grinder. Now the Philips mixer grinder comes with 3 attachments. One is the blender, which is what I'm going to be using today. But if you want to make a sort of chutney or any sort of sauce, you have the chutney piece that comes in very handy. And if you want to grind spices of any sort, you have the spice jar here, which is very efficient in grinding up spices into tiny powder. So let me mix all of this up in the blender. First I'm going to add the flour, and then I am going to be adding the cocoa powder, and then I'm going to add the kettle treacle and the yogurt, and then to this I'm going to add a splash of vanilla. Close the lid and onto the blender it goes. Let me show you how it looks. This is the consistency that you should be looking at. So let's keep that aside for the time being. So I have 4 ramekins here, which I'm going to spray now with non-stick spray. I love this part. It's like Christmas. So it's very simple. All I'm now going to do is just pour this mixture onto the ramekins and just microwave it. Look how beautifully it pours. Just dark and silky and sinful, I'm sure. So now this goes into the microwave about 10 minutes until the cakes are well done. And when you insert a toothpick into the center, it comes out somewhat gooey. So I'm going to put 10 minutes on the clock, and I'm going to check in between how long it takes. Start. And now it's a waiting game. So my brownies are now ready. So I know I want to dig into this right now, but I need to leave them for at least half an hour until I plate them up. So all that is now left for me to do is plate this up, and I'm just going to grab one ramekin here. It's still a bit warm and I don't want to take the risk of burning myself. So let me just take this, put the plate down like this, and there you go, steaming hot. And to this I'm going to add a trickle of kettle treacle so that it absorbs all that sweetness. And what goes well with chocolate brownies is strawberry. So a few strawberries here, cut in half, and voila, my microwave skinny chocolate brownie. So all that is now left for me to do is dig in, which I am happily going to do. That's literally a chocolate bomb that goes out in your mouth. It's not too sweet, but it's intensely dark and it's intensely chocolatey. So there you have it, my skinny chocolate brownie in the LG inverter microwave. So tune in to my adventures on Instagram @peckishme is my handle, and tune in to www.peckishme.com, the website, for all the latest recipes. And until I see you next time, this is Jayani Senanayake signing off from Homemade with Abans.